I get the band. Run it, run it, run it, run it. Whoop, whoop. Run up, run up, run up, run up, run up, run it back. Run up, run up, run up, run up, run up, run it back. Run up, run up, run up, run up, run up, run it back. Run up, run up, run up, run up, run up, run it back. Run up, run up, run up, run up, run up, run it back. Run up, run up, run up, run up, run up, run it back. Run up, run up, run up, run up, run up, run it back. Run up, run up, run up, run up, run it back. I get it back and I run it up.
Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, depending from where you're watching us today. Welcome. My name is Tony Hart, and I want to welcome you to the roll call. The roll call is brought to you by FGC 98 Set in conjunction with Groove City. And this is the third in series. We had the first series where we had a bit of hard talk. We had the second series with Dr. Wobo. We had the second series where we had financial experts, lady, to come and show us how to make our money work for us. And now we're having the third series. The third series will be looking at career development and entrepreneurship. So please stay tuned today. A bit of a context. The roll call is actually where we explore our network and see potentials that or experts within our network, professionals or talents, and we use the opportunity to learn in those areas. We learn their expertise. We try to understand how they do and what they do. And this has been something, an initiative of FGC 98 Set. Oops for us. I'm meant to have my co-host today, Gift, but she has decided she's on some other thing, so she won't be joining me. So I'll be anchoring this alone, but I'm okay. I have all of you, my audience, so please help me out if I seem to be derailing a little. Welcome, everyone. So let me move right into it. I would be introducing our guest speaker today, and in so doing, she has a long biography, so you would pardon me if I have to read a little just so I miss nothing. You don't want to be getting things wrong for a guest speaker. So our guest speaker today, she's a lawyer and entrepreneur. She is, a journey started where she became a trained lawyer. She holds an LLB and an LLM from Queen's Mary University, London. She practiced law for several years before returning to a true passion, as we will see, which is culinary arts. She furthered on the skills with a diploma from the Culinary Academy in Lagos. In 2016, our guest speaker founded Zolene. Zolene is a modern restaurant that celebrates the beauty of farm-to-table produce. It's an indigenous herbs and spices. She has been the restaurateur and head chef for the past 6 years, creating unforgettable food memories and redefining Nigerian cuisine with flair and panache. Beyond a culinary achievement, our speaker is also a global inspiration. She has been selected for numerous entrepreneurship studies and mentorship scholarships worldwide. She's also, interestingly, a health and fitness enthusiast. She has completed 18 marathons across the globe, genuinely embodying determination and resilience. Wow, I've not even run one marathon. This is a challenge to all of us. She's also, in all this, she's a proud wife and a mother to two lovely daughters, gracefully balancing a personal and professional life. Please join me in welcoming the incredible and educative and career-driven entrepreneur, sport enthusiast, lawyer, um, conference attenders around the world. So much inspiring story. Let me just get right to it. I know I've been keeping you. Let's welcome barrister Tina Shaire.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Hope,
With
hope
that
I did
long
a good
bio,
job.
I better come correct today.
Hope I did a good job introducing you.
You did an excellent job at this. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy to be here. 25 years on, and we're still standing. Thank God for life, first of all, before we even talk about having to do anything with our hands. So, we're talking about entrepreneurship today. I mean, if you're in Nigeria, you know about T-Pain, right? T-Pain is real in Nigeria. So, even if you're an employee, you want to also get like a side hustle. And if you are also looking to just leave paid employment into full-time entrepreneurship, I have you on lockdown. Good news. Okay. So I think that's basically it. Let's just have the slides, please. Can I have the slides? So we'll just start right on along. Yeah, so entrepreneurship and pivoting. So, like I said, if you are thinking or trying to dabble into entrepreneurship, or you want to pivot, or even you want to do two things, because right now the economy, the economic situation, pardon me, is a world Okay. Yes, please, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Thank you. Next slide, please. So, for anything, actually, for any subject or issue, I think the best place to start is by a definition, so that we are all on the same page as to what we're talking about. Sorry, I don't know if I'm centered here. Okay, so sorry. You know what? Forgive me, guys, backstage, if I'm centered or not. Sorry that I'm not distracted. So, like I said here, for entrepreneurship, there are like three things. You have your will, you want to do something else, you want to do something new, you have your product or service that you are going to offer in exchange for value or money or profit. So here it just says, I'll just read it real quick. Entrepreneurship is the process of exploiting a commercial opportunity by bringing a new product or process to the market, or by substantially improving an existing good, service, or method of production. It involves creating and owning a commercial idea. So next slide, please. Yes. So same thing. Entrepreneurs is a person who sets up a business, taking in financial risks in the hope of profit. Next slide, please. Yes. So I think this differentiation is really important for this subject matter. So for it, I'll give you instances. You know, Nigerians, we are very good at copying. You know, maybe somebody opened let me say, um, what can I use for an example now? So for somebody opens a fast food restaurant here, and this a lot of people see that person is selling out 100 places a day and everything. Guess what? Next day, another person opens another fast food restaurant without an idea of whatever the other person has done. They just do a copy and paste and do another, similar business, and their own doesn't have anything or doesn't have any customers. You see all those places where there are like 5 chains of restaurants in a place, but customers are only going to one. Here is why. So for an entrepreneur, you have an exclusive idea. That's think blue water strategy. You are innovative. So you're not just buying and selling, right? You have an idea, you have walked through that idea, you probably have a business plan, you have so okay, these are my customers, these are the people I want to serve with this. You understand? You have to, so just like a tree, for it to grow high, you have to dig deep. The roots need to go deep. The same as entrepreneurship, right? So for an entrepreneur, you have given a lot of thought to it. how can I be innovative with food? How can I be innovative with whatever I'm doing? Then I'll give you another story. In Lagos, I'm not sure about every other place. There is this man who came up with an idea. It's called Quacktails. I don't know how many of you know Quacktails. So it's a cocktail, but it's in a pouch. So he said he's an a bank MD or something like that, but he's introverted, and after work he likes to chill and just have good cocktail. So he didn't find any way he could just get good cocktail freshly made, not in a bar. So he came up with the cocktail idea. What does the cocktail do? They mix nice drinks, put it in a pouch, they'll put it in ice block and send it straight to your house or to your party and everything. That was really innovative. For a while, it was, he was always sold out because he came out with how to do cocktail in a different way. So cocktails is everywhere. You go to parties, see cocktail bars and all of that. But his idea was innovative. His idea was his. And I think that's what entrepreneurship is all about. It's not about making business. It's about thinking through your process, thinking through your ideas. How can I differentiate myself, stand out from my competitors, right? So that's for entrepreneurship. For businessman, you just maybe are doing buying and selling. You're buying and selling clothes before. Maybe you just buy, a lot of people in Nigeria, they buy clothes from the UK, just come back to Nigeria and sell it. Same old, same old. That's a businessman, right? So if somebody asks you, what's the difference between an entrepreneur and a businessman? I think you understand. The difference is just in the innovation, in the idea, his unique selling point, which is different from just, come, I'm doing business, I want to sell candles. So I go to the market or I go to China, buy candles from China and just come back and sell, right? A businessman is different from an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, we go through who are going to be my customers, what do I foresee to be my customers, who will buy my candle, the target market, how am I going to sell it, how many people will be involved in this sales, like my team now. I'm going to have a team for it. What is our financial projection? All of that goes into entrepreneurship as opposed to just being a business person. I hope I've made you understand that. Please, next slide, please. Thank you. Hello. Next slide, please. Okay. For a moment, I thought I was all by myself. Sorry, just one more slide back. Excuse me. So, intrapreneur. I was going to talk about this also because I believe that everybody here is not an entrepreneur. We have people that are still working a job. You're working in a company. So an entrepreneur, also like an entrepreneur, the difference is just that you're working in an organized system. For an entrepreneur, you're taking charge of your narrative in the business. You know how they say that to go far, you have to do the hard things. So even in your work, in your job function, you have to find how you are going to be innovative enough that the company cannot just pull you out. You have come with your own unique set of ideas into that company, and you're going to go the extra mile, which is never occupied, to ensure that you are able to differentiate yourself both from your colleagues, and the sort of work you do is unique. I hope you understand that. So you can also be, again, in sharp contrast, an entrepreneur or just an employee. An employee, they have given a job description, of what you should do for your work. You just go there by 9, do it by 5, you're off. But an entrepreneur has taken a personal route to say, okay, I'm going to do the hard things, the things that people are not willing to do. I'm going to make sure that I go the extra mile. I'll craft who I need to be in this position so that I'm indispensable. In fact, I will excel more than my peers. Please, next slide. So for an entrepreneur to be successful, I'm not sure, is this the last slide? So sorry, I think there's a slide that has been jumped. Okay, yes, exactly there, here. Okay, no, yes, here before there, that's fine. So for an entrepreneurship to be successful, you have to have an idea. You have to have thought through that idea. You'd have slept with it for many, maybe months, if I believe months. You have refined that idea. You have seen, okay, how can I make this different from who I am? I said that before and all of that. What is your unique product? What is your service that somebody can pay you easily money for? And what's your value proposition? Think value all the time. If you're bringing out a product or a service, what is the value? Are people going to pay you substantial amount for what you're giving? Okay, thank you for what you're being given. So you think, do you think that, what your idea can bring you the money that you're looking?
Yes. Yeah, I think we must have lost Tina there. But I see what she's saying. She's been going around about the entrepreneur thing. I'm sure we all have seen one new one today, which is the entrepreneur and employee. Okay. The difference, I was able to capture that. I was actually listening very keen. Oh, Tina is back. Okay. Tina,
Oh,
over to you.
did I go off?
You went off for a minute, but it's fine. I guess it's
Where did I
has.
stop so that I can go back?
Oh, I guess you were just making the point about the product, the driven, how one can be driven in a product, just on the slide. So you're fine.
Okay. So value, please, next slide then, if that's okay. Yes. So what do we do before we start? So you're thinking about it really deeply and you want to go into entrepreneurship. I have just like a few, so we can sit here really and talk about it for a long time. We can sit here and talk about entrepreneurship all day, really, right? But there are some things that you need to do to get you started. So for me, I've outlined a few things and I'll just share that with you from here. So research, this is really key, like I said there. So you have to do, even so a business idea can be good. A business idea can be very good, but we are marketing it is wrong. So a business idea is maybe better off maybe online as opposed to a physical business, right? So that's why you have to do a lot of research with your idea. Everything has become digital. The world is now a global village. So you have a physical location now. Who are your customers? Who are your walk-in customers? Who do you envisage will come and visit you at that location? And then even if you have a physical location, everybody has an internet or web page now and all of that, which is very important for visibility. So research is key. For visibility studies, who are your clients? Who are your intending clients? Like I said, those you seek to serve. You have to analyze the market. Who are my competitors? Where will I be? How can I stand out from my competitors? Because I'm sure a lot of markets, whatever you plan to do now, somebody must have thought about it, number one. I don't think there's any other idea that is so profound, more profound. Yes, there are. So just like photography, for instance, we used to do Kodak and all of that before. Now I can take pictures on my phone and I'll bring it to come out in a few minutes if I have my printer and I just get the cardboard paper, those thick papers. I'll get my pictures in minutes, in a matter of minutes from my house. I don't need to call any photographer. Before you have to go to even a studio. They'll take a picture. They'll tell you, say, come back like 3 weeks. So that's another idea. That's another way to describe innovation. So you have to do that with your product. Analyze it. How can I be different with what I'm offering? Even if what I want to do now is photography. How can I So can my audience hear me? I'm not sure. I'm just here on my own. So Ibimi, please help me out with that. You just sent me a message. Okay. From your message, I was thinking maybe I could ask my audience. So I'm not seeing any audience. So that's why I've just been going on my own. So let me just continue. So analyze the market for your business, analyze what your competitors are doing. Like I said, think about what you can do differently. So like I was saying with the photography. Good, thank you. For the photography, we all knew how Kodak was, sorry, this centering of the thing. We all knew how Kodak was back in the years, you know, the same thing as telecommunications, phones, and all of that. I remember the days where we used to go to like Nitel when I used to live in Benin then. Okay, I thank you. So I used to live in Benin then when we were growing up. Nobody had a cell phone, so we go and queue in Nitel to get to call. Hey, hello, this is home, and then we had our landlines at home and all of that. If you wanted to take a parcel or you wanted to send a letter, you have to go to Nitel. You have to post the letter, and the letter will go in like 2 weeks. Now you have computers. You send the letter now, the person gets it in the next 1 minute, no matter the place in the world that they are in. So you have to think of how you are going to do. So what I'm trying to say is that people have innovated on that, on the back of, communications. How can we make it better, swifter, faster? That's how entrepreneurs think. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. That's how computers, Bill Gates and all of that, they got about it. According to, what's the name of the Facebook guy now? He said he after leaving school, he wanted that community, you know, from school and all of that. And he thought about it. How can I get all of us to share our birthdays, our thoughts and everything like we're still back in school? And that's how Facebook came about, you know. So just thinking about more about what you want to do, how you can do it differently from what every other person has thought about. Next slide, please. So yes, again, this is a part of what you should think about. Like I said, hello, am I good?
Yes, you're good, Tina.
Am I on?
Yes, you're on, Tina. We're listening to you.
Hello.
Yes, Tina, we can hear you.
Hello, am I here?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I just needed to be sure.
Yes,
okay.
You can hear.
So business structure, right? So this is another thing critical that you have to think about if you are going to entrepreneurship. So no one is an island, you know, you'd have to think about it very end to end, basically. You have to think about whether you're going at it alone or you're going to have a partnership. And partnership, just like marriage, is coming together of two different people. No matter how much of friends you are, you have to go through the legal process, you know, of documenting how profits are to be shared, how everything is going to work in the partnership, right? Because I've had a lot of friends and a lot of people who have lost it all, lost everything, because they did not document that. They went in like, you know how it is now, just like marriage, honeymoon phase, everybody is shacking everybody, Abby. Hey, you want to quickly go and make the money and all of that, which is a good thing. The only drawback is this. Just make sure you document everything. Make sure you go through the legal process of partnerships. How are we going to be formed? How are we going to share profit? Who is there a higher partner, like is the partnership going to be equal, or somebody's going to have more, like 70% over 30%, something like that? Then if you are going alone, how are you going to get funding? Next slide, please. I think I'm going into the next slide. So yes, we'll go on to licenses and permits. This is very important, you know. Go back. No, the third one, please. Third. Yes, thank you. Third. Yes, thank you. So licenses and permits for your business, this kind of business, you have to find out the regulatory system at play there and make sure you register on the, you know, either your business name, your limited company, and or like I said, partnership or what NGO, whatever your plans are in terms of entrepreneurship. That is a broad. So just find out which one works for the sort of business that you're after or you're going to do. But if you're planning to go global and all of that, a limited company is always the best idea, because business name, if there's any issue, they'll just whisk you away. But under a limited company, you have some covering. The law shields you to an extent. So it says that you have other people, not just you, you know, who's going to go for, if there's a fall, go for a fall, of course. And then if there's a rise, because if also you're going to be looking for funding or any of all those international, that you have to show that you're serious with your business, you have registered, you have a business name or a company logo and all of that, to show that you have registration is key, to unlock entrepreneurship and your next level. Next slide, please. Next. Now everything has to do with money, funding. No money, no show. I'm sorry to disappoint you. So you have to also think through that your brilliant idea. A lot of people with brilliant ideas, and I'll tell you a lot of them. So a friend of mine, who was at the Wimbies, was telling me about, there's this GT in Nigeria, about the fashion week, GT food, the food week, the fashion week, this always, packed up. Guess what? There was a lady who had that brilliant idea of this sort of thing. She wanted to get a platform to do the same thing. She went to, unfortunately, the banks stole her idea, and then they used, because they had the funds, they funded their idea. I told these people, I sold this idea to these people, and they ran along with my idea without even, trying to, make anything of it for me. So that's what lack of funding can do. So you have to think through your bright idea. How am I going to execute it before somebody steals it from me, right? So my first go-to, especially if you're starting small.
Hi. Yes, Tina, we've lost you again, but yes, I was just beginning to get into the discussion where she's talking about funding. And I was wondering, wow, if you have an idea and they steal the idea, what cover does someone have? Those were the part of the question I probably was thinking in my head. Does she have any claim to that? Maybe when Tina comes, we could have a discussion around what you have to do so that whenever your idea gets stolen, you should still also be able to protect yourself. Yes, and this was really getting interesting. I'm sure we must have lost Tina, and I'm sure we'll try to get her back. But still, I'm just going to say at this point, we should begin to have our questions together. Please send in your questions. And also, in this point where we don't have Tina, we actually had a video. Maybe this is the right time. Tina, as I said, founded Zolene, which is a restaurant. So we could just show the video clips. We weren't able to show it at the beginning. So maybe we show the video clip while we try to get her back to complete our presentation. Do we have that? Thank you. Thank you very much. That's Zolene Restaurant in Ikoyi, I guess, Lagos, Nigeria. This is a clip of where she's doing a marathon around the world. I guess, and this is at the Winsby's and the family pictures. Do we still have Tina coming back on? Oh, we need to get her to complete this presentation. We're just enjoying that flow and written a lot of questions here, which I would have loved to ask her as we go on this program, but I guess some connection problems. Oh, okay. I think they're making efforts to get her back into the studio. But still, as I said, if you have any question, we have Tina in the house. She's a lawyer, sport enthusiast, an entrepreneur. We've had several, we've done some meetings. So as FGC Port Harcourt 98 said, we had actually met at Tina's restaurant before, we used that as one of our events. And we had a beautiful time at the restaurant. Good food, good ambience. Yes, some pictures here. Good music and dance. So I can really say this is a world-class restaurant that she runs in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you're around there, you could also try to make a stop at Zolene. Yeah, she's a good chef, and she cooks there also, which are the questions I also wanted to make, and also to use while we're trying to get Tina back. Yes, this restaurant is in Ikoyi, right? I would confirm that from her. Yes, I think it's in Ikoyi because I remember that venue in Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah, and also we have more series coming next year, where we are going to be hosting more professionals from FGC 98 sets. It's a packed full set. You just seen just a few now. And we have some more series we're planning in the next year. So please stay tuned for those series. And we're also looking at extending this beyond FGC 98 set, FGC Port Harcourt 98 set. We would also be looking at how to involve other sets, both juniors and seniors, where, yeah, we call ourselves juniors and seniors. For those of you that were in boarding house, but both are senior sets and the sets before us or the sets after us, we try to collaborate to see how much more we can harness this program, to bring up more wow moments, more guest speakers, more experts, more professionals. I think this is the time we need to have these talks. We have to have this narrative, have this discussion. We have so many potentials within us, and we're trying to create this platform. Not yet there. A lot has gone into this to try and harness everyone together, to bring everyone back to, for us to be able to do this. So next year we'll be getting more exposure, this will be expanding beyond what we've done this year. And so you should be expecting more guests next year. I seem to be taking over the show. Hope just let me know when Tina is around so I could begin to wrap up my own discussions. I guess those are questions. We need to ask her a lot of questions. How was she able to set up that such a restaurant in Ikoyi? How did she make it happen? How was she able to go around the financials? Because she was talking about funding. I think that's the question I wanted to take her on. How was she able to get that? And how, so please, if you have more questions that you would like to ask Tina, please also begin to pop up the question. Okay, we have her back. Welcome back, Tina. I was already doing your
sorry,
anchor.
guys. Okay,
Yeah.
so sorry, guys. How to say you're living in Nigeria without saying you're living in Nigeria? That's what just happened now. So can we quickly just go back to the slide? I think we're behind time. Let me just rush through it and
Yeah, so that we
we're
can go
done.
into
Okay, yeah. So yes, thank you. So funding. You have to think about funding, how you plan to fund the business. It's very important. Your bright idea can die in your living room, my brothers and sisters, if you don't have funds. I kid you not. Yes, you can start small and grow it big, and other people will come, but you have to know how to also protect your intellectual property, your ideas, regardless of how they come in. They can say they're angel investors and all of that. There's an issue with Health Plus at the moment. So she had grown the business so much to be like a nationwide business. Different states had Health Plus in them. And then she had an angel investor come in to try and put money in her business, but she didn't regulate it well enough. Apparently, there were 10.
Oh, a network must have cut off again. Oh, what's this happening? Uh, can we get her back? This is really good. Okay, at this point, can we begin to get the questions in? How we're going to put some link on how you can send the questions and so that we can begin to at least have those questions. We'll wrap up the slide. What we're going to do just to ensure you can put your questions on YouTube. We might just via YouTube. We might also just have to send these slides out because at least so we all have a good read on it. So the slides are going to be going out also. So, and if you have your questions, please send in your questions. We could put the questions on the screen. I think we have a means to be able to do that
Okay.
where we have the questions on the screen.
Something
Tina,
keeps saying.
Tina, you've really you might just need to wrap it up quick. I know you so that we can at least move into the Q&A and then you can actually elaborate more in the
Okay
Q.
then. Okay.
Yeah,
So let's go ahead. We
thank
can go
you.
to the Q&A then. Sorry
No,
about the whole hiccup.
yeah, just finish. You can just run through it in another
Okay, so let's
5 minutes.
go. All right. Next slide, please. Yeah, so branding, very key. You know, how you brand your products. I don't know if anybody knows about the Stanley Cup. There were flags and other drinking bottles before Stanley came. The difference between other brands and Stanley is the branding and the marketing that went into that. Next slide, please. Insurance, yes. So for acts of God and all of that, we need insurance. Next slide. Yes, marketing. I mean, I'm from a legal background, so you can imagine that I struggled with this. I'm still even trying to see how I can work with this, but there is nobody that will talk about your business like you would. You have to blow your own trumpet. You have to go out there and let people hear about what you're doing until everybody, the world comes to know and need what you are doing. Next slide. Okay. Yes, risk preparation. So it's not a bed of roses. You have to prepare for the work ahead. And for you to really go far, you have to take significant amount of risk with your idea, basically. So next slide, because we're rushing through. Passion, you have to have the passion because, people work 9 to 5. Entrepreneurship is 24 hours. I tell people, as you're sleeping, you're thinking about your idea. As you're walking, you're thinking about your idea. Whatever you're doing, it should be, it's always like the back thing in your head, right? So if you don't have passion, it'll be frustrating. It'll stress you out, really. Yeah. So do what you love and love what you do. Next slide, please. Yes. So, what did I say here? Okay. So a lot of things goes into trying to be an entrepreneur. Obviously, we cannot really say everything now, but let me just move to the last slide. Education is important for whatever you plan to do. You have to try, and get the right education. And for people in Nigeria, it's good to go to the Ivy League universities and all of that, but our own unique experience is different from what they're teaching there. The lighting, how we're going to be our government here, by yourself, you have to pump your water, get your own light source, your everything basically. So you want to, if you are looking for a mentor or anybody, you look for somebody in the space that you're trying to operate, how you can work it so that you're not so frustrated. I believe basically I rushed through it. Sorry for the hiccup earlier. Yeah, thank you everyone. On to Q&A we go.
Thank you very much, Barrister Tina. Do you still go
Yes.
by that?
Yeah, so it never goes up, just like the name honorable. Honorable never, if you're honorable, you never become not an honorable, right? So the
Oh,
same with
good.
the name,
Yeah.
the barrister.
Yeah. Bless you. That's good. Thank you so much. Let me give you some time to catch your breath while we have some questions coming in for you. But I promised when you were off that we're going to be sharing the slide. Hope that's fine. We could share the
Yes,
slide.
that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine,
Yeah.
definitely.
So that's just to ensure that this is online. I want to ensure I have the necessary permission to share the slide.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Thank you so much. It's been a very educative one. I can see from the way you were talking, the passion towards entrepreneurship. I have some questions coming in. People are sending questions, but I will just start with the ones I have. First of
Okay.
all, I don't know, at some point, I don't know if you saw, we showed the video of Zolene. And I
Oh,
personally have been at Zolene. I know it would have changed a lot because it's been a while, maybe years, but I
okay.
know it's been around for. But I think my first question is, what's the inspiration behind the name Zolene? How
Okay.
how
So,
did that get better? Yeah.
okay, so for me, Zolene is a combination of both my daughter's names, Zohara and Aline. So Zohara, Zo, and Aline, Lynn. So Zolene. Some people say Lynn,
Okay.
they think it's Jolene, no? So they were my inspiration for starting the business, right? I needed to
Yeah.
let them know that as women, they could go for whatever they wanted to be. You don't have to be limited by your sex, whatever it is. I just wanted to be an inspiration for my children, basically. Let's leave it
Oh yeah, we need that.
that.
That's a good one. And I think the one that's always, since I saw that, I knew I was going to take this interview. I was saying the one that I want to ask is the main question I think I have prepared is, how do you maintain the work-life balance? So you do quite a lot, I must say. Sports, restaurants, global talks around the world, and mentorship, family, your daughter, your husband. And I think sometimes the challenge is that work-life balance. How do you
Yes.
just balance that? How do you, without exhausting yourself and deliver optimally at all you do? How do you do that?
So I'll say that there's this question that they always ask: Can you have it all? Yeah, yeah, yes. So my own answer to that question is: You can have it all, but not all at once, right? So at
Yeah.
any time in your life, you're focusing primarily on something else, and other things are secondary. Do you get it? So if you're as an entrepreneur, so that's why if you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to have a good support system. I can't tell you that I did it by myself. I had a very supportive husband who said, okay, oh, if this is what you want to do and you want to leave law for now, okay, I'll support you. Let's go and,
Yeah.
let's see how it goes. They say,
True.
okay, you had family members who were willing, to help pull out, So as I started Zoling, I just gave birth to my children. They were still toddlers, basically. I had help at the time with helping to mind them whilst I focused on the business, right? So, and another thing I know, especially for parents or mothers, because it's always very common with mothers. You have that guilt. Oh, I'm working too much. What time do I have to spend with my children? X, Y, Z. You know. I also, even for full-time working moms now, like you are working under an organization, I don't think you
Yes.
need to resign your job because of that. My honest and candid opinion. Why I'm saying that is because there are many stay-at-home moms. They are not doing anything. They're just full housewives. So, yeah, under their nose, their children are committing atrocity there. Under their nose, the children. There's one, a housewife. I think the son that cut his leg off. So she was in the house. The son was playing. She was busy gisting there. The son was playing, and the son cut his
I think she's frozen again.
like that. There's no
Okay.
such. Let's not kid ourselves. So the my own how I do it is you have something called quality time. It can be 1 hour, 30 minutes a day that you spend with your children. You work for your spouse as well, work for your work. Think through that thing or what, and it's not about saying, how was your day? Maybe saw your child now, you don't say, how was your day? No, no. What was special about school today? Different questions. Or did anybody make you smile today in school? Something that would conversation starter so that you be a part of their day for that day,
Yeah.
for instance. You understand? Something memorable, something that you will remember, they will remember. If you're Christian or Islam, you can be studying the Bibles together. You understand? A Bible story, which will lead to another conversation, right? But in these 30 minutes or 1 hour, you have had quality time with your child. You don't have to spend the whole 24 hours with them. No, no. The same thing with your um entrepreneurship work. For instance, if you are a night person, you may devote time when everybody has gone to bed to think through your idea as an entrepreneur, or early in the morning. If you're not a night person, if you do well early in the morning, try, to wake up, set an alarm, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. before I go to work. If you're working 9 to 5, I will devote 1 hour after my prayer or whatever, devote 1 hour to seriously, critically think about my business, about my job. You understand? The same for
Yeah.
your husband and all of that. And of course, as a married woman, you just tell your husband, at this, like when I'm preparing for my marathons, I'll tell him, please, I need you to give me like 1 month. I'll be there with you, but I would need rigorous training in this time. Please understand with me. He will say yes or no. We will talk it out. You understand it? So those sort of things. So you can have it all, but not at all at the same time. Sometimes some parts of your life you're devoting it primarily to your children at this time. Some people,
Yeah.
may leave work and follow their children abroad, may want to focus them or whatever. At that time, you have taken some leave of absence, or you want to further your education, you take some time, from your work and go there. Exit. Thank you. I think don't let me
No, that's
overflow
a
the
good one.
issue.
Yeah, yes, I can see we just had to. Yeah, I get that. Balancing it, that dedicated time. I think we're all corporate of always asking the children how was school today. Ask more personal questions. Okay, the next question we have is we have more questions there, so I might be reading them just in
Okay.
case. People are sending in questions, so I'm just reading them. For an aspiring entrepreneur, such as students in and from our alma mater, FGC Port Harcourt, what is the roadmap from idea to execution of a business? Tips, etc.
Okay, so for me, if you're already working a job, especially, right, you are trying to transition from a 9 to 5 to full entrepreneurship. My candid advice is this: you would have to devote more time, remove from your sleep time if necessary. You understand? To practice that idea, run it first for a few months whilst you're still working your job to see how the response is. Because one thing is, you have a bright idea in your mind, it's going to excel and everything, but you have to test it with the market. Very important before you now drop whatever else was giving you the funding or the finances that you were using to sustain your life, right?
Yeah.
So you have to run that idea and that business idea or the work concurrently with your work until you are
Yeah.
getting to the place where it's either paying equal or close to your pay, your current employed pay, right? If you get
Yes.
there, you know that you have a good idea. At that point, you can leave your job and go, right?
Okay. So
Especially if you are the breadwinner. Let's not kid ourselves. We cannot just say, I have bright idea. You now leave your office there. It's going to be a disaster. Unless, because sometimes your bright idea is bright to just you. You may not know that until you test it with the market. So you have to
yeah.
be.
Okay. We have to always test the idea. So let's go to Zolene. Everyone seems to want Zolene. Zolene, I'm seeing a lot. First of all, they're saying, what cuisines do you serve at Zolene? Continental or what so? Do you
Okay.
have happy hours, discounts? So people want
Okay.
to know when to come to Zolene. And I think I
Eh,
said it's Ikoyi, right? Did I get
Yes,
that?
it's Nicole.
Okay, yeah, Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, please.
Okay, so Zolene is a contemporary African and fusion restaurant. What that means is that we use our local herbs and spices, right, to give our
Okay.
diners a wonderful tasting experience. So we have like upwards of 66 spices and herbs that are unused or untapped in Nigeria. You know how you go to China, you eat you are in Nigeria now, you're eating Chinese food, right?
Yes.
Nigeria doesn't have that flair. We don't, only Nigerians like Nigerian food, if you know what I mean. But
Yes.
we can do better. So for me, my own idea was we can do better with our herbs and spices. We can use it to formulate better serving or better looking dishes that we can export abroad, for instance. So I came up with the plantain croquette. I came up with the African pesto, something we use our local basil leaf. Some people don't know that we have local basil leaf. They just know abroad basil leaf. We have our own black pepper too, our local black pepper. All those things, they're on top. We're always looking at the abroad, what happened abroad, So I used our local herbs and spices to create continental dishes. So it's a fusion. What I say, we have our normal food, though. Like you
Yeah.
have our, because some people are not willing to, most Nigerians especially, are not willing to try all that thing. So we have like our
Yeah.
grilled fish, we have soups if you want, we have rice, but we have also done fusion with our local herbs and spices and international techniques of
That's good.
the Western food and continental meals fused
Okay.
together.
There
Yes.
was a part of, do you have happy hours? Are they discounts? So let me just.
So yes. So we have happy hours and we have discounts. We run a discount. So basically, we have like right now we have one going on, which is the Lost in Lagos. I don't know if you're in Lagos as well. It's a Lost in Lagos restaurant week. It's called Lost in Lagos Visitor Restaurant Week. Here, you can take 3 of our offerings for just 20K, which is not normally the
Oh,
their
good.
price. Yes. So we have done it in collaboration with Lost in Lagos to bring dining at an affordable price to diners in Lagos at this point. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. So, viewers, you can hear she's presently one is running.
Yes.
I know we're going to put on at some point we're going to put the address for Zolene up there. So deviating a little, someone is asking here, how did you move from law to entrepreneurship? Was it stressful? Was it easy? How was the journey? Moving from legal, because I know you were at legal and entrepreneurship. Or you're still, how is that?
Yes, I'll tell the story. So I don't know how much time we have, but I'll just make it short.
Short time, just a bit.
Okay. So for like I just said initially, for you cannot have everything at once. You will have it, at once, but at different timing. So when I was setting up Zolene, I had to pack my law degree and whatever my law practice to the side to focus sternly on Zolene at the time, right? So that's what I did. So I had to stop my physical job because I had the physical job, focus on Zolene. So at that time, of course, my family, my friends, especially my father, he was like, after all the money we have spent on Queen Mayor, University of London, he was disappointed as in, really, that, I cannot believe it and all of that. And I'm like, Daddy, I think I've made the money that I want to make from this law at this point, but I would be. And there's something I had a mentor at the time, thanks to Wimbies. I joined Wimbies at the time. I had a mentor because I was like, how will I just leave law and this? But she helped me and she told me something. She said, Tina, follow your passion, because if you don't do it now, in like 50 or 60, when you turn 50 or 60, you have great regrets. What is the worst that can happen? You start the business, it does not work, Abi. You start the business, it doesn't work. You just close it back like this. Go back, dust your law degree, dust your pali, go back and look for another job. That's what she said. And that was really liberating for me because I wanted to, do this thing, but also I didn't want to lose out on that part. But right now, where I'm at now, because it was 2020 when there was lockdown, the business
Yes.
took a serious turn. You understand? People were not coming to dine. We are not doing takeaway. There was a serious shaking in most business at the time, right? I now started law again, right? And I found out that the law was even paying better liquid solid this thing. So right now I'm running with partners for the law firm whilst I'm also doing Zolene, because right now you will need more than one source of income if you're in Nigeria still paying the economy for today. You will need more than one stream of income to sustain yourself. So yes, I hope I've answered that.
Yeah, thank you very much. More questions are coming in. I will just continue to look in. Please send in your questions. If we can't exhaust them within the time we have, we can always respond to the question via our social media, FGC 98 said social media. I think one that I would not leave on your slide, I saw mentorship, and I know a lot around mentorship. How do you see your role first as a mentor, and how do you see the importance of mentorship in entrepreneurship? Just one. Just secondly, 2 questions you can answer. What do you think what were your biggest challenges when starting Zolene, and how did you overcome them? You can just take the 2.
Okay, these 2 together. The one was mentorship, right?
Yes, yeah, the importance of it and how you go about it. Yeah.
Okay. So for me, mentorship, is very key. Once somebody has helped you, it's called passing on the ladder. If you've been helped by somebody along your journey, I think you need to pay it forward to others as well. You seek out those people who need the specific skills and help them along the way. So some you how to find people who are serious is another game, because sometimes you don't want to waste yourself or your resources on people who are not serious to get it. They will come to you, or you find them out. You say, okay, this is somebody I can help and all of that. For Zolene, if you've ever been to Zolene, you see that Zolene is not on the high street. So no, usually you just, for most restaurants, you'll be on the high street. As you're just passing like that, you will see, yeah, there's restaurant here. We had a lot of challenge with walking customers because of that. So I realized that I had to do a lot more marketing, branding, so people to, and then the restaurant space is saturated, really. You know, I'm thankful that my customers, I already knew them. They were like foreign people, like whites. We have a lot of whites and Indians and British people that come here. They just people that come to Nigeria. They don't want to eat continental food, so to speak. They want to experience Nigeria, but they don't also want to go to Mama Put. So those are the
Yeah.
sort of people. So I had to narrow down into my customers and try to locate them where they are and how to serve them better. So right now, I'm not really fantastic with the walk-in still, but I have a lot of people that come in for like somebody as who was speaking. I also that I was engaged with before I just ran here. I just realized, oh, time had gone. Somebody is proposing to his wife in the restaurant at the moment. So things like that.
Oh,
Yes,
lovely.
so he brought his friends around. So we have bridal showers. So I niche into that. So thank God it's Friday, bridal shower, all those, um, small, neat, intimate group events. And for me, if I have a couple of them, I know how many I need to get to make my paycheck in the month, really. So that's how
Good,
it
good, good.
goes.
Thank you so much. More questions, but I guess we have to be wrapping this up. Just remembering FGC Port Harcourt. What are your fond memories in FGC Port Harcourt? Because this is FGC Port Harcourt set, so I guess we could just. What fond memories can you remember of FGC Port Harcourt? Something to share. Um, you were in
Ah,
boarding
so
house throughout, right? So yeah, you should have so many fond memories.
funny enough, you know how just like I always accuse the news that they always spread bad things. They always say. Funny enough, the things I remember the most about FGC were how the seniors bullied me. If there's one woman, if I see her, I God, what I will tell her when we're in boarding house. Those are the things that come to mind. But let me really think about the good things. Yes, I have friends now that I met from school. Lilian Otaye, she's still my very good friend. Patricia now, Oge, right now in Lagos. Those are the things, invaluable things that you cannot quantify, right? The quality of people that you meet along the way. We met, and then you know where we're coming from, sort of thing. So interesting experiences that we had back in school and all that we shared and we laughed, something like that. Some I'm too embarrassed to share here, don't worry. Yeah, basically, Sha, the people. I think I'm a people's person, so yes, I value the relationship, the friendships that came out from FGC, really.
I think this is from me. I've stopped reading the questions. The last one is the marathon. What's the drive behind that? Is it more of keeping healthy or you just love to run?
It
I
started from keeping healthy. Actually, it started after my daughter. After I gave birth to my second daughter, I realized that I wanted to go back to my pre-wedding figure, and that's how I started. You know, I used to run back in secondary school then now, but I was not as good as Sandra. I was not as good as Sandra. Wait for now. Then I used to run. I used to present my house then, but I think I ran and I fell down and I had to do an operation. And my mom said I shouldn't stop running. I came third that time, I think, if I remember. That's another good memory, but it now became bad because I had to do an operation after that. So my mom just stopped me from running. So I think I've always had it in me. Then I now after that I was okay, what can I do that's and I'm an outdoor person really. I like so for me, running helps me also think, just like arranging things in your wardrobe, if I put it like that. So that's how it helps me arrange things in my own head space, my brain, you understand? okay, that's the time I have like a me time for myself. I'm alone with my thoughts. I think about things. So it's very antidepressant for me, right? So if I'm thinking about something too much or something is disturbing me, I'll just wear my shoes and run. And when I come back, I'm in perfect high spirits. So I don't know how else to explain it. It's like medicine, better than medicine, if not. So that's how, I haven't run in a couple of weeks now, and I'm feeling a bit edgy because I was under the weather for a bit. But yeah, so and
Maybe
it
what?
helps me. Okay, preparing for marathon also helped me keep, because you prepare for marathon for like a span of 3 months. So yeah, in
Wow.
that, yes, in that time frame, is it breaking? I don't think so.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yes. In that time frame, you are trying to keep fit and healthy. You're trying to be self-discipline and routine. So you know that I need this, to go through life. And when you have run a marathon, it's pretty much like I can take on the world sort of feeling. I don't know how to put it. It boosts your sorry, it boosts your I can do spirit so much that you once I run a marathon in this year, I'm like, what else can be harder than this? Because really entrepreneurship can be hard, but running is harder. I won't like especially running a marathon, but if you can scale through that, you can scale through whatever it is that you. So that's really how I see it.
It did. You see, we just hit the ground running and these questions, but we have to wrap this up. What would be your last word for people that would, one word, or let's say one catchphrase that you want to tell people that want to go into entrepreneurship, they want to do business, especially in this time where it's quite difficult for funding and even in the economy, the global economy, and all those challenges. What will you be that sentence or word for them?
Okay. You know me, I'm a sports girl, so I'll go with Nike. I'll go Nike. Just do
Do it.
it. Okay.
Ah,
Just
okay.
do it.
Do not keep on. So thank you very much,
Yes.
Tina.
Yes.
If we have more questions, which I'm sure are coming in, but we don't have the time, we would send over these questions to you. You'll
Yes.
respond to them, and then we will share it on all our platforms. Thank you, everyone, my viewers. It's been a very hot topic and discussion with Tina Shaire. Yeah. For
Yes.
those that were able to join, we appreciate this. This is going to be on YouTube live after some time. You can also go back to look at the series 1, series 2, series 3. This is the
Yes.
episode 3 rather, and that will be good. And also try to stop at Zolene to test the intercontinental fusion. I like the way that sounds.
Contemporary African and fusion. Yes.
Oh, that's it. Contemporary
Yeah.
Africa. How can we reach you, Tina, in case people would like to
So
reach?
it depends. I have my number. I'm not sure where you can
No,
get it
I
from.
don't think you can. Maybe not your number of year. Maybe your Instagram or anything.
Okay.
Social media platforms.
Tina_Shaire at Instagram at Tina_Shaire. For Zolene at Zolene.dining or Zolene_dining.
Okay.
Yes.
And the address for Zolene. You might
Okay,
just want.
Zolene is number 26 McCowen off Ikoyi, off Bodilon Ikoyi. 26 McCowen off McPherson, off
I'm sure.
Bodilon Ikoyi.
Just a final ask. You're going to give FGC Port Harcourt sets discount when we come, right?
For sure, my people, of course. All
Thank
day,
you.
every day. Please. And any one of you that comes around, please holla at your girl, okay? I'd like to meet you guys and see you really. We can chat and just over drinks, have a good time. Really. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate it. And I hope you do it really. Please do it.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
Tina was there and signing off.
yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
I get the band. Run it. Whoop, whoop. Run up, run it back. Run up, run it back. Run up, run it back. it back. I get it back and I run it up. I get the band. Run it. Whoop, whoop. Run up, run it back. 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 I get it back and I run it up.